everybody, Joe Joseph here for the dailysheeple.com, and this is your news shot. Daily Mail is talking about toxins being found in the water underneath the Tennessee power plant, and it's getting everybody, the residents there, up in arms. Because, I mean, here we go again with blindly trusting government to handle things appropriately and responsibly, and they're just once again falling short of our what appear to be lofty expectations. It says Memphis residents are as proud of their sweet tasting water as their barbecue and blues. The water, of course, drawn from the Memphis Sand Aquifer beneath this Tennessee city of Memphis, is so revered that the city utility called it a community treasure in an online report on its cleanliness. So, of course, alarms went off at the state environmental agency, and the Tennessee Valley Authority revealed last week that high levels of arsenic and lead have been found in groundwater beneath the coal-fired Allen Fossil plant in southwest Memphis. These toxins were detected in wells where pollution is monitored from ponds that hold coal ash, the dirty byproduct left from burning coal to generate electricity. Now, one well had arsenic at more than 300 times the federal drinking water level standard. The monitoring wells run about 50 feet deep and are about a half mile from a far deeper well drilled by the TVA directly into the Memphis Sands Aquifer. Now, next year, the TVA plans to pump 3.5 million gallons of water out of the aquifer per day to cool a natural gas power plant that's replacing the Allen coal plant. Now, just because they deactivate the Allen coal plant in Tennessee doesn't mean that this thing won't stop leaching toxins into the soil and then into the aquifer. And this is something that we've seen, whether it be through the generation of power. This isn't the only place where coal ash has caused significant problems to the groundwater and the health of the surrounding residents. Down in Chesapeake, Virginia, is also there was a big to-do where they actually built a golf course over an area that they used to store coal for generating power for a coal-fired plant. And it ended up causing a whole bunch of health issues as that just continued to leach contaminants into the local water supply, and they ended up having to do a big cleanup. And so this is not a surprise that you would have this type of runoff into the aquifer, knowing that there's a history or a trend of this with regards to coal-fired plants. That's not to say that you can't have coal-fired plants. It's just that when you store copious amounts of this stuff out in the open for years and years, you have to think that all of that coal ash and that dust is going to run off somewhere. It's going to be absorbed somehow, and it's going to have detrimental effects to our environment and our drinking water. Think about what fracking's done too. You know, we look at what's happening here, but between coal-fired plants, nuke plants that leak nuclear radiation into our soil, and we have many nuclear power plants throughout the country that are aging, that are old. I don't think we've had a new one built since the 70s, and they're just getting older. They're not really maintained to the standard that they should be maintained at. And then, of course, you have all of the spent fuel from nuclear plants that just sit there. That's a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. You know, so you've got the coal-fired plants leaching stuff into the soil. You've got the nuke plants that are polluting our environment. You've got the fracking industry that's polluting our aquifers with toxic chemicals used during the fracking process, during this, quote, shale oil boom. Look, at everything comes at a cost. All this stuff, all this greed that's out there is being sated, and really, who pays for it? We do, not just through, our pockets, through, paying for oil or everything like that, but also the cleanup. Because after all these companies come and go, or they fold up, guess who ends up having to pick up the bill for it? It ends up being the taxpayer 9 times out of 10 that has to clean up after these people. And no one's held accountable and no one goes to jail. And it just ends up being a big mess that gets compounded time and time again. Eventually, there's going to be a tipping point where we do some serious harm that can't be reversed to the environment. So that's why, I'm a big sustainable energy proponent, only because we're getting to the point now where the technology is becoming affordable to where we can shelf a lot of these legacy power generation plants, like your coal-fired plants and your nuke plants, in favor of solar technology and other types of technology, natural gas, to be able to generate clean power and kind of give the environment a little bit of a break, because God knows it needs it. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great